Hey Garth Gang, here we are again. Just an update really on what I've been up to. Um, the This character is a heist resetter. If you're unfamiliar with the term, you run heist at a specific level. Level character to a specific level. You're picking up all the heist contracts from level 47 from Wakano in the harbour, and then you hit your level or cap of whichever level you're going to be resetting at. You run all of those contracts that you've been amassing. Excuse me. That you then sell one orb of scouring, one wisdom scroll to the vendor to get the level down book in your inventory. You right click the book and you go down a level, resetting your XP. At that point this resets the contracts that Wakanu holds, and depending on what materials you after, it depends what level you want to be resetting at. And the idea is that you run the heist contracts, you level up, you stop, you buy the contracts from Wakano, you level down, you buy the contracts from Wakano, and then you run all of those contracts. And if you don't level up during those contracts, you go to the relevant area level for your character and level back up again, and rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. It depends what you're after. It depends what you're resetting your level as. According to the people in the BPL, their resetting is 66 to 67. So they'll level a character all the way to 67, buy all the Wakano contracts from level 40 onwards up, run all those contracts to level up their rogues and get rogue gear, and then once you get to 67, you buy the final lot of contracts from Wakano. You run those contracts. If you hit level 68 running those contracts, you level down to 67, buy more contracts, run those contracts, level down to 66, buy contracts, and then run those contracts, and then go to whatever area is best to level. Go from level 66 67, hit 67, buy contracts from Wakano, level down, rinse repeat, and you're staying at that level 66 67 area. This is only really viable on a league start, and I've been testing a heist reset to see how it feels for me, and I absolutely love it. So this is my heist resetter character here you're seeing on screen. Because of the level resetter, you have to be really careful with your gear and really careful with your passive points. If you're going to 66 67, then you've only got a set number of passive points, and you've got to be careful of what gear you're putting on. You need a very specific path of building. Within that path of building, you've got to make sure that all of your equipment, flasks, gems, everything only goes to the lowest level. So for example, at level 66, once you hit 66, you stop spending any passive points you're getting from levels, only spending passive points from quests. You're not leveling any more gems past the point where they're going to need level 67 plus. Same with the gear. You've got to be really careful on the affixes you're putting on your gear and how you're building in path building. Everything has to be double and triple checked. If you don't plan this correct, you can brick your own character by selecting gear that it can't actually wear, and then you're spending chaos / exalted orbs on gearing a character that it is pointless. Anyway, so that's what this character's been up to. As I said in my earlier video, we have deleted the Bladestorm Rage Vortex character. That is gone. It didn't have enough gear on it to be sold as a build to TFT, so I split it down, reused some of the gear and sold the other gear. I made about 80C. I haven't sold the weapon, and one of the amulets, one of the other items was worth about an exalted orb according to market trending at the time, so that hasn't sold either. So I'm toying with the idea of having a lab farmer because there are certain enchants I want on my gear, and getting those enchants on the gear I want, on the item I want, is proving either ridiculously expensive, like 10x plus, or it doesn't exist on the market. So I'm toying with the idea of a lab farmer. So next time I record a video, we may have another character here. The Juggernaut has made it to level 83, and now it just dies. I'm not sure what the problem is, whether it's a defense issue or whether it's just me not being used to low life. I don't know. According to POB, what I've done with this character is I've changed it profusely as per the other video. We need an enlighten up here and another one here, and then I can turn on flesh and stone. This is going to be a permanent character, so when I go over to standard, I've got quite a few level 3 enlightens. I'll just put in the gear, and that'll sort that out. As a league, this character is, I don't know what to do with it really. I could run tier 11 to 13 maps, which is my preferred level anyway, because once you get to T14 you start getting Cyrus turn up in maps and the Cyrus controlled mobs, and I absolutely hate that. So I avoid tier 14 plus maps like the plague. I don't want to be anywhere near them. It's not content I enjoy, it's not content I like. So I tend to set up my outlet strategy for tier 11 to 13. Which is why I very rarely have currency, because all the big items that sell for big money are in the tier 14 plus content. All the content in the game, the whole thing is designed around to get into tier 14 to 16 maps, and I just, this build won't go near it. So other than that, nothing much has changed, I don't think. Because I've been resetting heist and playing with that, I have managed to get my transcendent spirits. There's 2 of those there, and I managed to get the intuitive loop in here, and we've got the gem there and the Repliconqueror's efficiency there. The tree is optimized now. I'm very happy with the tree. We are now just looking for levels, and we'll put the cluster socket in here and get the split personalities, which keep going up in price. So the next thing on this character really is just levels. That's what we're after, but like I said, it's getting a bit harder for me personally to play this character because it just keeps on getting one shot. I will speak to someone at some point and get advice. I'll probably ask one of the content creators to have a look at the build and go over it then, and see if they can spot any obvious mistakes. I can't see any. We've managed to get all our Uber Labs done. The tree is fine, you know. I think it's going to be a defensive issue, gearing issue maybe, but this is the gear that are on the POBs. Oops, that's an alarm for breakfast time. The POBs that I scoured basically. It might just be something, I don't know. Tool trip wise, with Blood Rage activated, which is near constant in mapping, we are on a 215k DPS, but that is period tooltip. It may be slightly more than that, maybe slightly less in that in maps. Blood Rage has fallen off, and that's obviously without flasks. So we've got the sulfur flask down there as well. Let's see if we can pop that, hit Blood Rage, and that puts some 234. So yeah, I mean, I love this build. Ideally I need to get it to level 90 to fit in that cluster and the 2 split personalities. Either way, I'll buy those split personalities in League, because they're a lot cheaper than in Standard. Such is the way. On the Death's Oath character, we got invited to, a content creator was running some tower MFs with his buddies, and I managed to get in and leech some XP. So we're up a couple of levels on this character. The gear itself, I don't think anything has changed. Just double checking. No, I think it's all the same. Oh, we took out the enhance in our helm, and that has enabled us to activate Defiance banner with all our other stuff. So we now have Defiance banner, Determination, Malevolence, and Divergent Vitality. If I can get the Enlighten in there, that might be the next purchase on League, really. Split personalities and then go for a level 2 Enlighten. And then the Enhance, that'll hopefully put the Enhance in there and maybe able to run a higher level Vitality. Other than that, I don't think there's been any changes on here. All the points there. I think this is pretty much the same. Yeah, I changed the tree a bit to get in some more clusters, and I think I've put a point in here. This is a floating point. I need 2 more levels. I need level 95, and then I can buy the other second large cluster. Put that in there and get enough points to still have the medium cluster with the Watcher's Eye that I picked up. It's not a great Watcher's Eye, but I've got Malevolence, so I'm unaffected by poison, and I've got Vitality, so I get the percentage regen life there. Whatever, really, basically. And I've got the mana and the life, so that's that build. And now we do the thing that I said I was going to do. Let's open some stack decks. I do this differently to everyone else. I like opening in my stash, thereby if you get a random DC you don't lose all the cards. So we'll just split these down into ones. I should probably sell these for currency, but there are certain cards that I could get out of here that are worth quite a lot of money, and because I've been doing the heist, I've got a lot of div cards, and if I can finish the set, then I'll have some money. Just go through these, open them all up. You could probably see what they are if you slow this down or pause it. I will just right click, left click through the ones I can fit in my inventory, and then we'll have a look. I'm getting flashes of images of what the cards are, so I don't think we've got anything amazing. Let's have a look. No, Life Sprig. That could be interesting. League specific. Volts Vitsuri, Jack Orb, another Chaos Orb, Vigil. They could sell. He's got Doriana's Fist. Ooh, Doctor. Was that a doctor? Yep. No, it was a nurse. Okay, well, that's a nurse card. I think they sell pretty well at the moment. Let's have a look. The nurse. They are going for 1.5x. Nice. Excellent. Right, so we've got a score there. It's not going to sit there. Okay. Absolutely fucking amazing. That is only my second nurse I've ever dropped. Ha! Okay, cool. What else have we got? No. Void Forge, nice. For my collection. Let's see any reason. Let's turn it to full stacks. Wretched, that'd be quite good. Ooh, Whiteout, nice. Again, collection. Being the first one's nice. I am trying to get a full stack of every single divination card in the game, in standard. Whoops. I'm not buying the cards. It is completely done through stack decks and finding them. Some, I admit, sorry, to clarify, some cards are bring point if they're specific to content that I can't run. For example, if they're in Shaper Elder drops, or some content that I can't do, like Simulacrum and etc., I will buy them because I don't run that content. Other than that, it is effectively solo sell-found in trade, which is what another reason why I don't sell these. I think the first time I realised that I wanted to open my stack decks was I had a stack of 5. It was within 48 hours of the league shutting down, and I was like, right, let's open these, and I got my very first nurse card. So at that point I was like, well, it is, you know, the end of the league. There were several for sale for 3x each. I thought, well, if I get 3x, I get 3x. 3x to me is quite a lot of money. So I put it up for sale. It didn't sell. It was, you know, no one's really playing the league at that time. Fake Connections card, nice. So it didn't sell, but I was able to take it into standard, and yeah, so now I have a nurse in standard. Just being really careful about these. Like I said, it'll be nice to be able to do these, so drop on the ground and get all the lovely pings, but I'm very aware that the amount of people on GFL that have done that and either suffered a DC, or you end up not being able to pick them all up for whatever reason. So now this should be the last set. It's 150, I think it was 160, something like that. I know it takes a bit of time doing it this way, but this is the way I prefer it for aforementioned reasons. It just takes a little bit of time. And the last 5. There we go. I think that was one of the exalted cards. Oops. After this, we'll go over the cast on crit Ice Nova character I've been leveling. That has been a horrible experience, mainly because I'm leveling it as a cast on crit assassin Ice Nova character, and the clear has been amazing, but the bossing has been absolutely diabolical. So let's have a look, see what we've got here. Crimson Chaos Orb, Vile Gem, Unchained, nice, I need that one for the collection. Oh no, it was the cash. Ugh. Ooh, we'll open that one on this video. I'm not seeing anything else of interest. Corrupted Belt of the Deceiver, that could sell for those that are lucky enough to have Tainted Mythic Orbs. I haven't got one. Again, probably because I'm not in tier 14 plus. The last 5: Jack in the Box, Primordial, Essences, Poet's Pen, and the Traitor. Right. So we'll turn in the Chaos Orb one on this thing. We'll do some orbs of fusing, more orbs of fusing, Chaos Orb. Oh, that'll be nice. That'll be nice. That's a GCP. Let's see if we can make something like that. Another GCP. That's an item that can wait. I'll do that later. And 3 essences. Right, all the others are junk, and I'll do those later. So let's go and find Navali and hand these ones in. We get Shrieking Essence of Suffering, cold damage spells on weapons. GCP. We'll roll that in a minute. That's rolled really low. That's a GCP, which is why I leave them on my filter. It's only a 2 cards, but it is a GCP. Chaos Orb. So Orbs are fusing. Again, they'll be used in standard. Another Chaos Orb. There we go. Right. Drum roll. What a load of crap. Right, let's immediately sell that to a GCP, and I'm not even going to bother identifying that. Stash all of this. Right, if it rolls good, I might divine it. Let's have a look. Ignite and a regal. That sucks. Boom. Done. Right then. We'll do the last two. Let's go. Belly of the Beast and crap. Right, let's have a look at the cast on crit character. So, we are level 65. I got up to level 63 in the campaign. I've just got to kill Katava at 10. But I am desperately waiting to get up to 68 because then I've got my amulet there all ready to go. And then I can put on my Cospreys. And then the build will actually be fine. All this gear, that's kind of end game. That cost me about 70C. As is, I've not done anything to that. That's how I brought it. Excuse me. Brought that from trade as well. I can't remember how much that cost. So those two items, that and that, will stay on the build permanently. It'll just be getting better rolled ones, I suppose, at some point. Everything else here is under review once I get my amulet on and the two Cospreys on. We'll add those in, and then we will literally split down the character. We'll strip it down, and we'll hit trade and invest currency to get end game items, and then I'll go nuke Katava, and we'll be in maps, and we'll see how that goes. This has been horrific to deal with because I only realised at level 63 that I hadn't done any labs at all. So another reason is why the death count is so high, 34. 16 of those were to the three, not Malagaro, but Dodri and Shavron, and then the amalgamation of those three characters into the I died. I was death running Dodri because of the ring, which I need, constantly cursing Dodri, and then not having enough life pool, and at that point no ascendancies at all. I was I wasn't an assassin at that point. So yeah, I ended about 2k life, so that was a bit of a mess. Once I get some levels on this character, I mean, this is what we've got so far. We've come through here, we're down here. This isn't supposed to be on the build at all, at 5 life. I took that to try and get through the triple boss thing. This is all the same now. We've got an intuitive leap because they're really cheap. We've got our cluster set up. It's not ideal. We've got magnifier and vast power there, and another one here. That should be vast power and towering threat, but they're like 3x as a 4 passive, so not going to happen at the moment. I had this in my stash from the heist resetting, so I just whacked that in. Same with that one. We've got another intuitive leap down here. We've come through and we've got all the spell suppression, and along here for the spell suppression and the movement speed with the accuracy and attack speed. So that's that. This area is pretty much done. We've got leech up here, which I'm reconsidering this whole area here. I know we've got the leech, which means if we're hitting we're fine, but it's not enough to keep us alive when we get to bosses. So that might have to be reconsidered. We've got the int node here, and that is only until I can get my amulet on. The next levels of this character will be coming up through here. I'm grabbing all of this int up here for life and the power charge nodes here, and then up here for disciple of the forbidden. So we're very low on int, which is fine, because all of our next levels now really are going to be coming up through these int nodes, and I've purposely left them till last because I wanted everything else down here, all the life and the utility and the cluster set up for the DPS. POBs will be supplied in the video description. So yeah, I think that's everything. For me, for BPL, I was very hyped to play BPL. The time for start was 2000 hours GMT. I'm a GMT time zone 0. So the idea was for me to go for a nap around about 1400 hours and get a 2 or 3 hours nap so I could play the BPL. I was too excited to nap, so I ended up playing Path of Exile, and then when it came closer and closer, as per my tweet, I started having anxiety attacks, which led to me having anxiety and stress, and that started off my cardio arrhythmia, so I had to call emergency services. Had the tests done out here, and they said I was fine, but I had to quit the Badger Private League. So this is why you're not seeing me in BPL. This is why I'm not playing BPL. This time around I put too much pressure on myself to be in it, and that is why. So next time around I'll have it better planned, or I might just skip it and see if they need any help in the background rather than actually playing in it. Bit of a long video today. Hope you've enjoyed it. If not, let me know in the comments. I can't improve unless people tell me. These videos are for my enjoyment and hopefully provide some information for anyone watching out there, or just excitement at watching me wasting 150 stack decks. Have fun out there in Warrior Class. See you next time.